Heard the news. Paige Bueckers has ended the debate with Rookie of the Year with Sona Citron. She put on a masterclass performance, but what is making headlines and really scratching people's heads and turning people's heads, not Paige Bueckers' actual performance, but the way the opposing teams all season long has been allowing her to score at will. Now, I know y'all finna say, John, a liquidator, why you lying? Why you making all this up? Just give credit where credit is due. And I'm going to give her credit. She's making some incredible shots, but let's be serious. There's no traps being ran on.
Imagine the losing team making the biggest mistakes of the season after scoring 44 points in a game so cruel it resembled a video game in rookie mode. Indeed, the WNBA drama has progressed from highlight reels to turmoil on par with a courtroom. After Paige Bueckers' tragedy, rumors of cheating have grown into serious concerns. Hold on tight, because this controversy makes reality TV seem uninteresting. The WNBA is beginning to feel unsettling, as if the referees had forgotten their whistles and Halloween had arrived early. The only individuals perspiring, despite Paige Bueckers' casual 44-point performance, were the concession stand employees attempting to keep up with popcorn sales. You would think that somebody may, I don't know, dispute a shot after a rookie lights up your defense for 10 consecutive baskets.
My rookie Paige Bueckers, aka Sweet Pea, gave the Sparks 44 last night. Let's get into that footage. She's the only player this year to score over 40 points. You see the behind the back in and out layup. Let's break it down a little slow. Okay, here you see Paige's defender is going to anticipate the pick right here. Pick coming to her right and Paige's left. She's going to jump that pick. Paige sees her jump the pick. She takes the ball with her left, goes behind the back.
However, no. Defenses pretended that Paige was a nightclub VIP. The red carpet is out, the velvet ropes are spread wide, and the bouncers are grinning and waving her through. And let's be really clear about this before anyone yells about hatred. Paige does well. Excellent. She is able to shoot. She is able to cut. She is able to pass. That is undeniable. However, when defenses are absent and appear to be recording a State Farm commercial rather than protecting her, you begin to question if we are seeing basketball or a reality show with a predetermined conclusion. Let's not act as though this is typical. 44 points isn't only a coincidence. There has been a slaughter in which the opposing side used water pistols during a nuclear conflict. And yet, everyone is preoccupied with awarding Paige Rookie of the Year as though the trophy had been reserved months in advance, rather than questioning why the defenders are stuck in pause mode like a malfunctioning computer game. Citron, Sonia. Yes, I appreciate you playing. You are only a supporting role in the league's rerun of Paige Bueckers' highlight reel.
Wide open looks, and I got the evidence here to prove it. And at the end of the day, Paige Bueckers is basically being propped upon to replace Caitlin. There's no doubt about it in my mind. This league would rather have Paige be the face of the league over Caitlin any day. I don't have anything personally against Paige. I like her as a player. I like her as a person. But when it comes to conspiracies, I got a job to do, and my job is supposed to fake and it's supposed to real. And the real of the matter is that Paige Bueckers is getting these open looks on.
Here's the problem. Paige's genuine domination was not the subject of the headlines. No, people were more perplexed by the true story than a bewildered cat watching a magic show. People observed that it was surprisingly simple. We're discussing uncontested jumpers, free drives, and wide open looks. The defenders appeared to be trying out for a background part in Space Jam. No one even made an effort to move in front of her. Double team. Not at all. I had never heard of it. Assist with the defense. Packed things and took a trip. You would think that coaches would yell, "Guard her like your rent depends on it," after the first 10 points. However, it seems that the defensive tactic in this bizarre WNBA world was, let's see what happens if she drops 40. Warning, what transpires is just what you anticipated. Paige at a YMCA scrimmage, looking like Michael Jordan. Oh, the conspiracy theorists are consuming this information. Paige is already being promoted as the league's future face, according to some, being thrust into the public eye to take Caitlin Clark's position as the Golden Kid. What do you know? It's difficult to watch that game without wondering because Caitlyn never, let me reiterate, had this much breathing room. Without two defenders restraining her, she was unable to sneeze. Without someone lunging at her, she was unable to blink. As defenders jog behind Paige, who is calmly walking into mid-range jumpers, they appear to be on a morning stroll.
Only player in WNBA history to score 44 points in a single game. Rookie to score 44 in a single game. Now you see her on the block with a Michael Jordan, Kobe type of fadeaway. And one. Quit playing with my youngin' right there. Now you see her on the block. She working her way down to that block. She spinning pivot out the other way. Now she getting a little contact. Okay, the contact is cool. I'm going to go up and under you. Okay, no, you still got some good defense on me. All right, well, let's just see, can you defend this?
There is proof everywhere. Examine the recording. Paige makes a three-pointer. Furthermore, the defender is really behind her, not at her side or in front of her. When did the practice of defending from behind start to gain traction? It isn't a defense. That's cardio shadowing. And it continued to happen. No contests, open lanes, and defenders pausing play in the middle as if they had forgotten the rules. At one point, it appeared as though the opposition really stopped in the middle of the run and let Paige to pass easily. Indeed, you might argue that she is that talented. But nobody is that good, come on. Stephen Curry is double-teamed as well. Hard fouls were used to slow down even LeBron in his peak. However, Paige get wide-open practice shoots during actual WNBA games. Kelsey Plum seemed to be the only person who realized that basketball still needed defense, even as the defenders gave each other polite sideline claps. In fact, she made an effort to slow Paige down. However, the other members of the squad were engaged in the invisible defense game. Without a doubt, allowing Paige to accumulate numbers as if it were charitable work with eyes elsewhere. The kicker is this. There were more than one or two plays in this. The entire game was involved. Layups in the paint with no one there. Mid-range pull-ups while defenders are 6 feet away, acting as though 2020 had returned. The closest contest was a three-pointer made by a fan carrying nachos in the third row. It may be referred to as ineptitude or sloppy defense, but when it occurs often, it begins to resemble choreography more than chance. As someone whispered before tip-off in the locker room, Paige eats this evening. Otherwise, everyone should take tonight off. Naturally, the argument erupted right away. Caitlyn versus Paige. All of a sudden, people are saying that Paige is the better player, as though she is superior after scoring 44 points without applying any defensive pressure. Comparing someone running a marathon to Usain Bolt is analogous. However, Usain has bricks in his rucksack. While Paige feasts on defenders playing matador defense, Caitlyn had to lead her team to the playoffs while enduring incessant harassment and traps. Play in this direction, Miss Superstar. The absurdity is self-evident. Even though Paige is fantastic, the way she's being treated raises questions. Furthermore, it is disrespectful to the intelligence of the fans if this is how the league chooses to select its future face because, guess what? We take note. The wide-open looks are visible. The defenders are seen standing around informally. We observe the obvious disparity between Paige's treatment and Caitlyn's protection. To be honest, Paige doesn't even require the assistance. She has enough skill to score goals without the league reportedly giving her preferential treatment. However, the appearance and optics are awful.
Last night, Paige Bueckers went absolutely bananas against the Los Angeles Sparks. Now, picture this for just a second. I got back home last night around 12:30, like super late. I pull up my phone just for a little bit to see what's up, and I see this right here. Paige Bueckers with 44 points, 17 for 21 shooting, which is crazy. That's like 80%. 4 rebounds, 3 assists. She went crazy. I also caught this post here from StatMuse where not only did she tie the record for most points ever by a rookie, but she's also the first player in WNBA history to put up 40 plus points on 80+% shoot.
The wide open lane is Exhibit B. When I say wide open, I mean that there would be enough space for the marching band and a bus to pass through that opening. The defender actually stops running as Paige dashes to the rim and puts it in. Stops as if her controller unplugged and the Wi-Fi went off. You can't persuade me. That is simply poor defense. It's suspiciously practical. Exhibit C. Avoid pitfalls. Nothing. No zip. The plan appeared to be to stand close to Paige without getting too close, as this may make her feel under pressure. Do you recall that as soon as Caitlin Clark crossed the half court, she was double-teamed? How did whole defenses aim to make her life miserable? Yes, none of stuff was present at this place. Oh my god. Paige can't be stopped. Indeed, when the defense is dressed up as cardboard cutouts, she is unbeatable. Let's be honest. We would most likely receive a few buckets as well if you or I were left so exposed. At least 5, but not 44. Since this goes beyond a single game, let's now discuss the wider picture. It has to do with how the league appears to be controlling the conversation.
Have y'all ever heard the saying, comparison is the thief of joy? Because every time I see Paige have a good game now, the only thing I see on social media is Paige is really who we thought you-know-who was. And the you-know-who is referring to Caitlin Clark. Now, the reason this bugs me is, one, is that it diminishes Paige, right? It puts her in this hole that she can only be compared to Caitlin Clark. Whereas her greatness can stand on its own 2 feet, right? As good as she has been since she stepped in the WNBA this season, as a rookie, can stand on its own 2 feet without having to constantly be compared to Caitlin.
The wide open lane is Exhibit B. When I say wide open, I mean that there would be enough space for the marching band and a bus to pass through that opening. The defender actually stops running as Paige dashes to the rim and puts it in. Stops as if her controller unplugged and the Wi-Fi went off. You can't persuade me. That is simply poor defense. It's suspiciously practical. Exhibit C. Avoid pitfalls. Nothing. No zip. The plan appeared to be to stand close to Paige without getting too close, as this may make her feel under pressure. Do you recall that as soon as Caitlin Clark crossed the half court, she was double-teamed? How did whole defenses aim to make her life miserable? Yes, none of stuff was present at this place. Oh my god. Paige can't be stopped. Indeed, when the defense is dressed up as cardboard cutouts, she is unbeatable. Let's be honest. We would most likely receive a few buckets as well if you or I were left so exposed. At least 5, but not 44. Since this goes beyond a single game, let's now discuss the wider picture. It has to do with how the league appears to be controlling the conversation.
If I was Paige, I would be in that locker room lighting people up. Ain't no way I put up 44 points and we still lost by 1. And the reason we lost by 1 is because there was no help side. And then, yo, watched her go to the basket. Oh, that would send me through the roof. That would send me through the... Yeah, yo, she a better team player than I am, because, boy, I will be lighting everybody up. I'll be sitting in the locker room calling everybody out by name, telling you what you didn't do.
Caitlin Clark was the undisputed face for months. 3 defenders hanging off her shoulders, crowded arenas, record-breaking ratings, and using pure willpower to lead her club to the playoffs. However, Paige is now abruptly receiving the full Cinderella treatment. Additionally, it coincides with the league's need for a new, glamorous poster lady. To see the patterns, you don't need to believe in conspiracies. Paige can be sold. Paige has a gift. The safe narrative fits Paige, allowing her to do a 44-point clinic against opponents who may as well have been holding the door open is the ideal approach to elevate her. This highlight reel is ideal. Take a look at Paige ruling. Fans who are truly watching the game, meanwhile, are squinting and saying, wait a minute. Does anyone else not notice this? And this is where it gets funny because Angel Reese is out here struggling and getting knocked out of the playoffs once more while Paige is getting wide open shots. After a 12-hour day, Caitlin pulled her squad across the finish line like a parent escorting their child out of Disneyland.